Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Apple or Spotify, please give me a 5-star rating. This content is brought to you by Uphold, which is a great platform that allows you to buy, sell, trade, and earn cryptocurrencies. It's a very easy to use platform. The interface is great. The mobile app is great. And I've been using them for years and I still use them to this day. They're, in fact, the only exchange in the United States that still offers XRP, the ability to buy, sell, trade XRP. And many other exchanges have delisted XRP due to the SEC lawsuit. So great platform that's ahead of the curve. And they have a unique feature. You can swap between any assets at a click of a button. You can go between cryptocurrencies and precious metals such as gold and silver, and also stocks. That's pretty cool. So they have 10 plus million users, 200 plus cryptocurrencies, and they're available in 150 countries. So check out Uphold. Link will be in the description. All right, my friends, big news around the SEC Ripple lawsuit. This one is very interesting, and it took place yesterday on a Saturday of all times, right? The timing is so interesting, and in fact, the price of XRP saw a bit of a pump. Does somebody know something we don't? But don't get me wrong, it's nothing to call home about. But if you look at the 7-day chart here, you see XRP pumped a bit past 40 cents. It was down in the dumps, just below 35 cents and so forth. And we know the entire market's been down, but XRP once again saw a bit of a pump. So is this a sign of something, a settlement coming? Well, let me give it a news here. SEC Ripple call for immediate ruling in suit over whether XRP sales violated securities laws. Now, for my Ripple and XRP haters, it's okay that you have that opinion. You have a right to that opinion. But as I've been saying before, we want Ripple to win because guess what? I hold Algorand, I hold Cardano, the ADA token, I hold Solana, I hold the other cryptocurrencies, which are known as altcoins, right? We know Bitcoin has the clarity, but altcoins, Gensler said everything else is a security. So we need Ripple to win so that we can fight back because we don't have the full clarity yet from Congress. So the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple Labs both filed motions for summary judgment, arguing that a judge overseeing the case has enough information to make a ruling without moving the case forward to trial. It says here the SEC sued Ripple. Well, actually, you guys know the whole story behind this. So let me jump down a bit. So they both signed or both filed the motions for summary judgment in the Southern District of New York, asking Judge Annalisa Torres to make a ruling based on the arguments filed in accompanying documents. The documents were posted to a federal court database Friday. The parties have filed various discovery motions over the past 2 years without really litigating the actual underlying issue, whether Ripple violated securities law by selling XRP. The motions for summary judgment mean the parties are asking the court to actually decide whether either the SEC or Ripple has provided enough to prove one way or another whether there was a violation. The SEC argued, among other things, that various statements by Ripple executives demonstrate that Ripple sold XRP and XRP investors bought the cryptocurrencies with the belief that their holdings would spike in value over time. Here's a quote. Ripple publicly touted the various steps it was taking and would take to find a use for XRP and to protect the integrity and liquidity of the XRP markets, the SEC said in its filing. For its part, one of Ripple's arguments was that there was no contract between the company and XRP investors, and there was no common enterprise, one of the requirements under Howey. Many XRP holders buying through exchanges wouldn't even have known who they were purchasing the tokens from, the company's filing said. Here's a quote. Even if the SEC were to engage in a belated post-discovery transaction by transaction analysis to identify XRP offers and sales with contracts, its claims would still fail as a matter of law. Not one of those contracts granted post-sale rights to recipients as against Ripple or imposed post-sale obligations on Ripple to act for the benefit of those recipients, the filing said. So we had Ripple's general counsel weighing in on this summary judgment by both firms, or well, I should say the SEC and Ripple. He said, my hot take, after 2 years of litigation, the SEC is unable to identify any contract of investment that's what the statute requires, and cannot satisfy a single prong of the Supreme Court's Howey test. Everything else is just noise. He said Congress only gave the SEC jurisdiction over securities. Let them get back to what the law says. Absolutely, right? And we know, and we've talked about it ad nauseum on this channel, the SEC's off base here. Forget about Ripple and XRP for a second. You cannot use the Howey test of 1930, which was going after oranges on an orange grove in Florida, to regulate crypto tokens which exist on decentralized blockchain networks globally. And other countries treat those said tokens and coins as virtual currencies, and you're trying to treat them as securities in the United States. What is this? This is nonsense, right? We need an updated Howey test. That's one. Number two, the SEC is full of conflicts of interest. We've seen it with William Hinman through whistleblower organizations, and the ethics office at the SEC warning him about Simpson Thacher and the connection to Ethereum. And if you give a speech about Ethereum, how that looks. I've even interviewed former SEC official Commissioner Joseph Grunfest. We talked about this, right? The way it was handled with Jay Clayton on his way out. A lot of just shady, fishy stuff going on, right? And we know that the SEC has been trying to, it's more of a political power play. Gensler is trying to grab as much of the industry because it's more about his resume. He wants the treasury job. So it's not so much about protecting investors. It's a move away from the core values, right? And we've seen other commissioners within the SEC, Hester Peirce and Mark Ueda, if I'm saying his name correctly, have come out and said, hey, you can't do regulation by enforcement. This is nonsense. So we see even people in the SEC are not with this. So the SEC is not in a good place here, right? And they're getting exposed because of social media, because of the digital landscape that we live in of social media, and content lives on the web, and we can go back and look at videos, we can go back and look at speeches. So they're not having a good day. So Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO, he weighed in on what Stewart had to tweet out. He said, today's filings make it clear the SEC isn't interested in applying the law. They want to remake it all in an impermissible effort to expand their jurisdiction far beyond the authority granted to them by Congress. So this is what's going on. It's about power and greed, which certainly human flaws, right? That these things happen, not exclusive to the SEC, but you would think that the SEC, which is its core mission is to protect investors and it's supposed to have integrity, how have they strayed so far away from their core values? It's pathetic. And of course, we have our lovely and wonderful crypto lawyers here, Jeremy Hogan and John Deaton. They've been weighing in. Jeremy Hogan promised a video today to break down the summary judgment documents. He said, I just read the briefs and the SEC got a couple big problems. Number one, its expert agrees that most of the changes in XRP price are due to market forces and not Ripple. Ouch. Absolutely. How many times have I talked about on this channel? Bitcoin moves the market and we see the capital flows from Bitcoin into altcoins. So we haven't seen, XRP specifically or certain coins just pop off on their own and go to new all-time highs and go crazy. It follows Bitcoin's move. It follows the 4-year cycles of bear and bull, right? That is certainly factual data. It's being put together by different research firms. So Jeremy Hogan says these types of concessions are perfect for summary judgment. Then he continues, he says, the SEC failed to get on record that any XRP purchaser heard Ripple's alleged marketing pitch. A big problem because it has the burden to prove everything here. And of course, a lot of other stuff, which I will do my best to lay out in a video coming by tomorrow night. So if you guys are listening to this on Sunday, September 18th, watch out for his video. I'm sure it's going to be great. Now, Congressman Tom Emmer, who I've interviewed about 3 times, he's, of course, part of the committee that oversees the SEC. they haven't been able to do much because in my interview with him, he clearly stated the Democrats are not going to go after Gensler. Tom remember saying we don't have the gavel, but if the Republicans win the midterms, he will be able to go after him. So he tweeted out, scared Gary Gensler in response to a report that the SEC is staffing up in anticipation of heavy amount of congressional oversight if GOP takes the House in the midterms. So I think Gensler is scared. He knows they're going to come after him and they're going to have the gavel. So as Tom Emmer said in the congressional hearing, a new day is coming. So we shall see what happens. And like I said, the price of XRP popping off a little bit. Once again, somebody may know something. The library, an update from the library lawsuit as well. The SEC lawsuit against libraries was due Friday. So I'm not sure where that is. But I think something is being worked out behind the doors here, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. As I've said and been on record for years, I believe Ripple's going to win. I had stated that the SEC is going to look like fools. Ripple will have to pay probably a small fine for what took place in 2013 to 2015, because maybe when they sold XRP then it was more of a security. Now it's not. And the fact that the SEC is trying to argue that every XRP, even in the secondary market, even people who haven't heard about Ripple, is a security, is asinine. So they don't have strong legs to stand on there. And then we know about the Bill Hinman conflicts of interest, the emails, all these things that the SEC have been trying to hide. They've got a lot to lose there, big time, because it could cause the collapse of the SEC. And I'm not kidding about that, because if those things came out and we see, even more beyond what we saw with the ethics warning from the SEC ethics division warning Bill Hinman, right? It would be really bad for the SEC. So I'm sure they're going to try to save face there. And Gensler's trying to get more money and more budget, and he's trying to get more power. So imagine that conflict came out, right? This is why Gensler has refused to talk about Ethereum. He doesn't want to say the word Ethereum, right? If you notice when he's been asked, he's like, oh, I don't want to talk about anything. But if you ask him about Bitcoin, he's willing to talk about Bitcoin. So that's the situation, my friends. And we'll see what happens. I'm not saying that some sort of settlement and conclusion is happening this week, but I think we're close. And hopefully it aligns with some sort of Bitcoin retracement where the price takes off and, we have a nice alt season. And we all make money. I'm here to make money. And yes, this is a roadblock put up by the SEC, but we're going to expose them and we're going to keep putting out the news here, right, guys? This is why I always encourage you, make content and contact your representatives. Now, some other news that came out on Friday. Amazon among 5 companies picked to build a digital euro prototype. Things are getting very interesting, my friends. So, of course, every central bank around the world is building their CBDCs. And, I interviewed Chris Giancarlo recently of the Digital Dollar Project, where we talked about the latest on the digital dollars. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. But on the European side of things, they're going to work with Amazon. This is so interesting. I wonder what they're up to here. So the ECB had put out a call for partners in April and had received as many as 54 responses from banks and tech firms. The ECB revealed it picked its 5 partners based on their specific abilities. The partners include Spain-based Ciaxa Bank, if I'm saying that right, who would develop the peer-to-peer payment for the mobile application. Other institutional partners of the ECB on the projects are France-based Worldline and Italy-based Nexi. And it says here, Amazon itself hasn't made a direct entry into the crypto space. However, the tech company provides a massive infrastructural services for the industry. And it says here, a Masari report revealed that Amazon is the host of over 50% of Ethereum nodes, while around 3% of Solana nodes are on its cloud platform. And you guys remember, I showed it, over the years, Amazon is going to be building blockchain solutions, kind of like how they have cloud-based solutions. And you can see here, they have a whole page on what is Ethereum. And I think they were going to use Hyperledger as well. So guys, trust me when I tell you, they are cooking things up. Why would they be, highlighting this on their Amazon Web Services page, right? They know. Like, let me show you guys. Amazon Managed Blockchain easily create and manage scalable blockchain networks. And if you scroll down, it talks here about open source frameworks from Hyperledger, Fabric, and Ethereum. See what's happening here? This is the future, my friends. Token economy, everything on the blockchain. And it looks like Amazon is going to be helping here with this digital euro. We'll see what comes out. I still think Amazon is probably going to launch their own coin, but we'll see what happens. And it might be maybe in the form of NFTs where they reward Prime users. They have a secondary market for those NFTs. We'll see. We just saw Starbucks. They're going to do that, right? I can imagine Amazon is right behind. Here, let me move ahead. There's news around Chainlink that I want to share with you guys. You all know I hold Chainlink. I am bullish on Chainlink. It continues to get adoption. They tweeted out this week there were 12 integrations of 5 Chainlink services across 4 different chains. Arbitrum, the BNB chain, that's the Binance token, Ethereum, and Polygon. You're seeing like all these major blockchains are integrating Chainlink technologies, guys. I'm bullish on Chainlink. And this is not financial advice to go invest in Chainlink. Do your own research. We know Google has partnered with Chainlink as well. So I am accumulating Chainlink. I've been accumulating for a long time. Very, very bullish on this project. And just giving you a heads up, right, about what's happening. You can see clear adoption here. All right, guys, what do you all think about this SEC Ripple situation? You think a ruling, summary judgment, all that stuff is coming soon? You think this lawsuit gets wrapped up by the end of the year or by the end of this month or next month? You know, I would love to hear what you all think. It's interesting times right now. And just as I'm saying this, look at the CoinDesk price marks here, right? XRP is the only one in green. Binance Coin down, Ethereum down. Ethereum is down a lot, by the way. Bitcoin down. So Ethereum is certainly going through that buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So we're seeing the big sell-off. But perfect opportunity to buy the dip. And that's what I will be doing. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.